I stand for life. Yes, standing for life means I'm against abortion, absolutely, 100%. But my main stand, it's pro-life, to defend life from the beginning.
I mean, if it was my body, my choice, then we should have that choice. So you guys are being very contradictory of what you're saying, and the hypocrisy is incredible.
They have to stop and think, would they have wanted to grow up without the love of a mother?
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Toronto. Well, folks, last week we went down to Ottawa to cover the March for Life. Now, as the name implies, this is all about standing up for the rights of the unborn. Now, as we were making our way over to interview those people, we happened upon a small counter demonstration. These were the pro-abortion people. Here, check out a little sampling of what they had to say. Do you support that, sir?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Rebel News.
I thought it was very clear.
Rebel News isn't a real news outlet, so we're not.
Oh, it isn't? What?
Go away!
Okay.
Here it is. There it is.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to have a civil conversation, get your point of view.
Sure you are.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are. You're trying to take back our rights. That's right.
How did you get your job?
It's hard to hear.
I guess. No,
Excuse me.
Chris.
Excuse me. Yeah, so as you saw, folks, vulgarity, profanity, getting the middle finger. I don't know why. I'm just asking what their position was. So it was so wonderful to come across to the March for Life people and get their take on things. I can tell you this, I don't care where on the abortion question you are. Why is it that the people that are pro-abortion are so vulgar and the people who are pro-life are, well, they're so lucid, civil, and they can actually communicate their position? Check it out.
We are here to support life from start to begin, so already from the conception, because the soul is given by God already at the moment of conception. And we are living in a world where if people with selfish means and selfish grounds are trying to destroy life for their own purpose and what they would like to do for their own pleasure, and kill life, kill little babies, and we would like to defend these voices that are not heard nowadays and are less and less heard, I think.
My son actually brought me out here because he believes in pro-life, and he's wondering why people want to hurt little babies.
I stand for life. Yes, standing for life means I'm against abortion, absolutely, 100%. But my main stand, it's pro-life, to defend life from the beginning.
This is my first time to the March for Life rally, and I just have always wanted to do this to support the lives of the unborn children.
We're up here to try to save a life.
And you know, it's funny though, Joe, because there's a small counter demonstration there. I must say they're very profane and vulgar in the message they're carrying out. We had just a second ago a self-proclaimed Satanist hailing Satan. So
Praise Satan! Nothing is sacred.
Before I leave, how do I do a praise Satan ceremony just in case I venture over to the dark side?
There is essentially no ceremony.
How do you make sense of it all when it comes to the counter demonstrators?
You don't.
He doesn't even believe that Satan exists. So you're wondering, like, what? So what do you believe? And you're wondering what is going on in his head. You know, these contradictions, but don't realize. For me, I just pray for the guy and hope that God can touch his heart, because at that point I'd rather laugh about it like you're doing a little bit, kind of giggle, than to take him seriously, because but it is sad to see that somebody is just there to try to disrupt.
It says, if a woman comes to Canada for an abortion, does she have to get vaccinated? You know what? That's an excellent question, sir, because the old chestnut for the feminists and the abortion movement has long been my body, my choice. But what happened to that in the last couple of years with mandates for an experimental vaccination? You either get the jab or you lose your job.
That's right. So it's your body, the government's choice. It's whatever furthers Marxism.
Yes.
That's how it works. And that's why they can only take issues in isolation, because if you put them together, you see the inherent contradictions.
Yes, there is if we do the comparison, it's very surprising. And we see, in fact, that losing God on the right vision of our things, of our society, we are losing the mind and we are losing common sense.
It's funny you should say that. It is no longer my body, my choice. I mean, they're saying that for the vaccines. I mean, if it was my body, my choice, then we should have that choice. So you guys are being very contradictory of what you're saying. The hypocrisy is incredible.
That is our political system right now. right? I think we just have to make sure that doesn't get in again.
Some studies estimate that perhaps as many as 100 million girls since the 1970s have been aborted around the world simply because they were girls. They are in cultures where a male child is more desirable. So when it comes to sex-selective abortion, isn't that the very definition of misogyny?
Yes, it is right that the dignity of women is destroyed, in fact, by abortion, because the woman by nature is the one, and that's the most beautiful thing about a woman, is the one who is bringing life to a little baby and has this function to raise this life and help develop all the virtues to know, love God, because that's the meaning of our existence here. And to destroy that, we are destroying the very dignity of women.
One other thing, Father, if I may, one of their sayings is, "My body, my choice." And I can't help but notice that for the past 2 years, that phrase fell out of fashion when it came to getting vaccinated against COVID-19. We have talked to people that have lost their careers for not getting vaccinated. So when it comes to the saying, "My body, my choice," does that exclusively apply to terminating the life of a baby?
Yes, there is if we do the comparison, it's very surprising. And we see, in fact, that losing God and the right vision of our things, of our society, we are losing the mind and we are losing common sense.
I wish, it doesn't enter, right? Logic seems to not be there. And for me, it's basically a philosophical argument, because it's not difficult, because I don't care if you call if in an embryo or cells together. The thing is, this will be a human being. Yes. In potentiality, therefore it must be treated like that from the moment of conception to death.
And sometimes it's a select group of babies. There's a counter demonstration there. They can't seem to answer a question, which is this. Since the 1970s, some studies estimate that 100 million baby girls have been aborted simply because of their sex. In other words, they're in cultures where a male baby is considered more desirable. And so it has nothing to do with socioeconomic factors, it has everything to do with gender. I would say, isn't that the very definition of misogyny?
It sure sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Don't know what else to say about that, but I never even thought of that way before. Just like I said, he asked me that. He says, why are people doing this? And I said, well, we'll find out. And we came here with our church, and we believe that every life matters, not just a certain type of life. And now that you mention that, which I never even thought of that aspect of it, the misogyny, that would.
They have to stop and think, would they have wanted to grow up without the love of a mother? A mother offers love, and the father is supposed to give us protection and help us in trials of life, and together we can win.
There you have it. What a wonderful, civil bunch of people. And as I said earlier, folks, I just don't get it. If you are pro-abortion, why do you have to be so vulgar? Why do you have to be so profane? I think they could learn some communications tips from the pro-life side. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzies. Hey folks, summer will be here before you know it, so why not switch around your wardrobe? Why not go to rebelnewsstore.com? That's rebelnewsstore.com. We have a whole bunch of new t-shirts and sweatshirts and ball caps. Why not wear your politics on your sleeve and support Rebel News in the process? Thank you.